Thank you very much, guys. I think this whole thing about me just sitting back and just enjoying you guys asking questions worked really well. Let's go back to you, Reyes. Next question.
You know, I hear this is what you do in the office too, is
Yes,
that
yes.
you delegate effectively. So, well, all right. You know, one of the things that was really hard for me when I first started the game was when I started PvPing, finding stuff, like finding ships. And one of my corp mates actually taught me how to scan. He taught me that, you know, back then we still had to do the triangulation thing where you had 3 probes out and whatever was in the center we were more likely to get. Then they changed it all over to the, you know, spam and pray system, which I think everyone hated. The new system is awesome, but it's also probably the most complex that CCP's ever put in there. Like, put me in my noob shoes again. Like, I had to relearn how to do it. How do other people learn how to do it?
Well, we are working on making an exploration mission sequence, and where we slowly teach people like how does the new probing system work. And I find it actually a lot easier because it's so visual.
Yeah.
It's like to me, it kind of made sense when I started doing it. So I'm hoping that once they do it, and with links to Evopedia, we can't link to YouTube, but maybe we can make a subtle hint towards it.
And you're going to have a full-featured browser that can play videos. So, you know, if there were a training video on the Evopedia, it could possibly be in the browser.
Yeah.
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 Maybe.
I guess.
But we're also trying to have images again inside the tutorials, which is a lot of work, grunt work, but there's some people on my team.
Did you delegate?
Who, yeah.
Who tell other people to do things?
I actually found out how to put images in tutorials on Friday, I think.
Yeah.
It was like no one really knew and no one wanted to talk about it, so every time I was like, so how do I put like images in tutorials?
The
People were like, oh, we don't talk about that anymore. We're like, go away, go away. So I found like an old diamond that fit like into a specific place in the CCP basement, and this like door slid aside, and inside there was like instructions on how to put pictures into tutorials.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's how we roll.
So billboard code is on the sub-basement for that?
Yeah,
pretty
billboard
much.
code.
You never know. Trisbeck, any questions?
Yeah, with the fleet links for joining fleets, when that came out, that was a big help, because having 3,000 people X up is not fun for anybody involved, really. Is there any plans to build on that, to continue that in some way? Tell us all about it.
Everything? Everything?
Everything.
Everything?
Tell us all.
Well, as it is now on CC, it won't be enough to go out on TQ. We really need to iterate on it a little bit more. And to do that, we need programmers. And sadly, there are some features coming out in Dominion that are deemed to be of a higher priority. So once they are done, then some programmers will be switched back to the Fleet Finder and finish it.
What do you envision though for the Fleet Finder? Like, how do you want it to work?
Well, how we want it to work is, you know, a lot of comments on the forums already said it, like we need to be able to hide the size and maybe hide the location. So that will be a few small changes that needs to be in before we can really put it out, because otherwise a lot of people won't use it.
Spies.
And what's so, don't you like that XXXXX incorporation chat? It's
I love
lovely.
XXXXX.
Yeah.
It's really annoying. It's so annoying to have to like ask, hey, is there a fleet up? And then, you know, people get back to you sometimes, and you'll have to X up, or they'll put that alliance invitation out. Why not just, you know, do one click and you're in the fleet?
Well, and
Fly
also
around, eat people.
sometimes they're on eVoice or Ventrilo, and
Yeah.
they're not even looking at Alliance. So
Yeah.
you know, you're sitting there screaming, "Hi, bored, want to do something," and everyone's, you know, in their little channel, kind of busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
And we
run
also
multiple
hope that
fleets.
Yeah.
new players, you know, if you're a new player and you want to go mine, it's probably more fun to mine together. So it would be nice if you can see what the activity is and
Definitely
join
more
them.
fun.
Yeah.
Mining alone is lots of fun.
It's like
Really?
minus and minus is a plus. So if two people
Right,
are doing
there
something
you go.
really boring, it's
Yeah.
fun. I think.
Yeah.
Minus mining,
Yeah.
that's good. You should build on that.
I should. That's
That
a
can go
theory.
places.
I should. Yeah.
You and
I've actually been on a mining op where a professional voice actor read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That is the best mining op I have ever been on.
I missed that one, but I've definitely heard of it.
It's superb. It's superb. It's you know, mining is fun.
I have not mined. Like, I mined for 5 minutes and then I gave up.
Yeah.
And my alliance leader tricked me into mining because our miners were under attack a lot. So all the PvPers got inside ravens, fitted one mining laser, and waited. And they fell for it. It was
Batemans.
epic.
Yeah, you figure you want to
Bait
use a
ravens.
mining ship as bait for a mining op.
No,
Yeah.
no, it worked in ravens too.
That's why I'm in Goon Swarm, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't fall for anything.
Yeah, they just, I don't
Probably.
think outside of the
Except
box.
in the alliance tournament, right?
Except in the, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Trisbik, were you on the 109 points team?
I thought he was the brainchild.
No, I don't. Wait, I do know whose fault that was, but I can't remember his name now. Vilerat, maybe.
You
I don't
just,
know.
I think you're just blaming this on Valorant.
I choose to blame Vilerat anyway. I don't think I was on that one though.
No.
I was the captain the year afterwards
Yeah.
with 24 hours lead time. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh well. In about 8 minutes, we have Unreloaded versus Legion of X Death X. I'm looking forward to that one. I've met Death a few times. Unreloaded are a quality team, and they're pretty damn good. Trisbik, who do you think?
I really hope that Legion of Death can pull it out. That's all I'll say.
So it's more a hope than like a realistic expectation.
I mean, I think they can probably beat them, but Unreloaded is Unreloaded. They're good at this sort of thing.
They are. They are really, really good at it. Rise.
What I would like to see is Legion of Death bring a big change in their setup. I would like to see them mix it up, and then I'd like to see them win for it. I think they would be rewarded, ditching the missiles only. I mean, that last one we saw had a whole lot of Matari on it, and it was great. Watching Hurricanes and Thrasher holes run around and kill things was fun.
Eris.
I'm gonna go with Unreloaded.
That's a solid choice. I think that's a smart choice.
Probably.
But you know what? I don't like smart choices. I'm going with Legion of XFX.
Well, we are
but
space
before,
birds.
yes, we are. But before we go and have a look at that, let's see what the lovely Stevie SG is up to.
Well, now that is a smart choice because I'm here with two of the smartest people on the Alliance tournament team, and I'm here with T-Days and Kill2. How are you doing, boys?
Doing well, thank you.
Awesome.
Good. You enjoying the matches so far?
Indeed. There's been a couple of good ones this morning. Some surprises, of course. As
Yep.
well. Goon Swarm, obviously. Rooting for them didn't work.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
It just goes to show you cannot predict or call matches. It just doesn't happen.
No.
These bets are off as soon as you enter the tournament. Well, I've got some questions from the forums. Now, obviously, Eris was talking about how to bait people successfully, and we're seeing a couple of bait tactics in the tournament, more so in the qualifiers than today. If for noobs that are at home that don't know how to do that, what does that entail?
It just entails making sure that the ship that they would want to shoot most, based on the class or the type of ship, is the ship that you set up to take the most damage. And that's useful in all of EVE. As long as there's more than one ship, you should think about which one they want to shoot, and then think about setting up the one that they're likely to shoot to take as much damage as you can. And that happens a lot in the tournament, especially in this tournament because there's so many different ship types on each team.
But, I mean, wouldn't that mean you'd have to know their setup before you can work out what to bait?
Nope. You just have to know your own setup.
Yeah, there's certainly the bait
Which hopefully you
guardians
do.
and bait logistic ships. Because you can only have one logistic ship this time, it can be either a logistic ship or a Tech 3 ship. You see some people that run a logistic ship which isn't actually fit to remote repair people. It's just sitting there as a brick. And meanwhile, you've got a Tech 3 ship which is actually doing the repairing. So they focus all their effort on trying to kill the ship, which is super tanked. And you kill them one by one, and it gets to the point, obviously, you win, and they lose.
Well, there you go. Other questions from the forum. We have, what T3 ship would you want to see fielded?
I guess I'd like to see more Legions. It's interesting. We've seen a lot of Tengus. We saw that stat during it was like 65 or 75 or something.
33 billion so far on 44 Tengus with 70-point-something% effectiveness rating, survival rate, whatever.
Not bad.
So if we could get away from those and move to the MR ones, I'd be pleased.
If you want to see the info on ships fielded, you can go to the IC website, which has lots and lots of brilliant stats, which they pulled from the matches. They've done a wonderful job for us, by the way, the Interstellar correspondents. Go check out their site. I think there's a link to it on our forums. If not, I'm sure Craven can post in IRC now how to get there. And they've got lots and lots of stuff, including all the replays and stuff like that. So thanks a lot to IC for that one. What else do I have? Salvaging in matches, we're seeing a bit of that as well, especially this morning. Does the salvage or survey skill affect what salvage is dropped? For example, if you had salvage 3, would you get the same salvage as if you had salvage 5? It's more of an Eve question than a tourney question. But
I believe that you need to at least salvage 4 for certain types of wrecks, but the salvaging skill will improve the ability to get salvage. So as you're on a time limit, because otherwise Claw will probably blow you up, you need to basically get your salvage as quickly as possible.
Okay.
I've never salvaged. This is totally over my head.
Okay, no problem.
You
So
should
am I
get a
at the
better
moment.
expert next year.
Another question. What's the point of bringing badges?
Badges give you quite a few mid-slots for the amount of points that they cost, and mid-slots are very important in this tournament because you can run remote sensor boosting to your logistics ship. You can bring tracking disruptors for the enemy ships, and also they can fit a fairly decent tank. If people are busy firing at this little hauler that's doing very little, then not firing at your damaged ships, and then they lose.
And there you have it. And I think with that, if you do have any questions for us, you can get to us on the forums. And if you have any questions for Soundwave, there's somebody in IRC who can get your questions to him right now. In fact, we should go to him right now. So over to Soundwave in the studio.
Thanks, Stevie. Speaking of questions, I got a question. Hold on. Let me see. This is from Gangrel. He's one of the DJs at E-Radio, and I'm going to put it out to the panel. Do you think that Tech 3 ships have been as useful as other ships in the Alliance tournament, or would you take a Faction BS battleship over a Tech 3 if you had to choose?
That's a very good question.
Yes, isn't it? I was quite impressed. I almost dropped my pen again.
I mean, I think it's a matter of experience with the ship types. The experts have been discussing this a lot. There's the problem of T3 ships are very new, and people haven't been using them for a lot of things.
Hold on, I'll let you finish. But there's a perfect match going on right now, so we have to go.
Oh.
Also, Kanye West reference.
Kanye.
Anyway, Hun Reloaded versus Legion of X Death X. Could you just quickly repeat it?
It's XX Death XX.
Yada, yada, yada.
Legion of Death.
Legion of Death.
Hun.
Legion of Death. Let's go.